Hello everyone, my name is Caleb and welcome to the Unfiltered podcast. In this series, I'll be sitting down with some of the most inspiring young leaders. I'll be interviewing the behind the scenes of these successful advisors. If you're someone who's curious to understand what goes behind the scenes for these successful advisors, or if you're someone looking for a potential career switch, this series is for you. Let's dive in. Hello everyone, in today's episode I've invited Rama, who is a consultant for 2 years coming and with 3 times MDRT accolade. Today he leads a team of 5 advisors and he's gunning for directorship soon. A fun fact about Rama is that he dropped out of university after schooling for 1 week. Welcome to the podcast, Rama.
Thank you, Caleb. Hi everyone, it's nice to be here. I've never filmed anything before in my life, ever. So this is my first time in front of a camera also, ever. So I'm excited to see how this goes, right? Hi Caleb. Yeah.
I'm sure everyone is curious. Why drop out of school after 1 week?
Why drop out of school after 1 week?
Like, what was your thought process to even go to school for 1 week and then you drop out after that?
Okay, so to answer that question, I need to give like a bit of context. Okay, so the context is that just like everyone, I went to primary school, then I went to secondary school, then I went to poly. Okay, and poly was my first taste of kind of having a life outside of school. Okay, so that's why I started working part-time. That's where, you're old enough to buy alcohol, you're old enough to go out and party and things like that.
Yeah.
So things kind of slipped for me a bit. I took 4.5 years to graduate from poly. Yeah, so normally it's 3 years, I took 4.5. After that, I went to NS a bit late. Not a bit late, like actually very late. So by the time I entered NS, almost all my friends were going to ORD. So if you are following this train of events, right, by the time I wanted to go to uni, a lot of my friends were more than halfway through. Or those that went to private uni, actually a lot of them were finishing uni already by that time. So I entered uni. Slightly before that, I started exploring this career as a financial consultant, and one thing led to another. So it happened just nice so that by the time I was going to start uni, I had just started my career. I just licensed as an advisor, and shortly after starting school for that 1 week, where I didn't really attend anything, I was billed the uni fees, so I had to pay the administrative fees. It was about 1 to 2K.
Okay.
Then that's when I knew how much the entire program is going to cost me. Okay, so they sent me an email. They didn't even tell me how much the whole thing is going to cost outright, but they gave me the number of credit units I need to pass and the cost per credit unit.
Yeah.
And then I did some basic math, and my 2-year course at SIM was going to be about 50K.
So you realized at the point in time?
At the point in time, yes. And then I'm like, okay, so what do I do here? My mom is not going to be paying for my uni. So if I go and do this and get this certification that may not be relevant for my field that I have chosen, I might be putting a lot of resources into something that doesn't actually realize its value. Not only that, it's a double whammy because when I want to save for a house or other goals that I have, it's going to set me back more also. So that's that point in time where I realized I have to make a decision and I have to make it fast. Yeah, so instead of delaying and kind of waiting it out, I said, okay, what's the worst case here? So the worst case is I don't do well in this career and I go back to uni 1 year later. And to me, honestly, I'm not sure whether this was the correct way to think, but to me, since I'm already behind, why not use a bit more time to find out something in a career that could help me make up all that lost time and more. So it was a no-brainer for me. After 1 week, I dropped out. Yeah, and that was the end of my formal education. Yeah.
I'm curious, how did your mom
react?
Yeah, especially when I tell her, or did you not tell her?
Okay, so I did tell her. So at that point, we were living with my grandma because my house was undergoing some renovations. So I didn't have to only tell my mom, but I had to tell like everyone else also now.
Whole world.
Yeah. But I think I told them instead of asking them, right? So I informed them what I was going to do. So I did it. And my mom was actually very skeptical. Yeah, because she's very traditional.
Yep.
And to her, it doesn't make sense to have a career that pays well that doesn't require a degree. Yeah, so that was very hard for her to stomach actually for the entire first year of my career. And she only kind of made peace with it towards the end of the year. Yeah, when she could see that I could support the family. Yeah, and she could see that I could support myself. Only then, the decision started to make sense.
Seems like you went through a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, challenges, ups and downs. I mean, through your entire poly phase, leading up to coming to this career. So what happened to that 4.5 years in poly? Like, because typically it's 3 years.
Yeah.
So you delayed for another 50% of the time.
Yes.
What happened there?
Okay, so by the time I was year 2, I knew I was going to be going to year 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so by the time I finished 2 semesters in poly, I knew I was already going to extend for a year. And by the time I did another semester, I knew I was going to be year 4.5, like locked in no matter what, right? So if you ask me, in those first 1 to 2 years, I was supporting myself through working part-time. And at the same time, I think my working hours were affecting my school performance. But to begin with, I didn't really have any kind of end in mind or any goal to go to uni or anything. Because up till that point, everything is kind of fixed. You know, primary school, secondary school, you go to poly. And I'm like, okay, I'll just end up in uni. Then only when I remodeled in poly, then I knew, okay, actually some things are not really working out. Yeah, so in those first 1 to 2 years, just a lot of figuring things out. I failed a lot of modules. I got dismissed once actually from school because I failed a module 3 times and my mom had to come down, put me back in school. But overall, I would say I didn't cause any trouble. I just was kind of struggling with what my priorities were. Yeah, so a turning point for me would have been when I went to intern in year 3 of poly. So I did accounting in poly, right? I did accounting. So all the internships that everyone was going for were like tax related, audit related, and accounting related. At the bottom of the list for everyone was banking related internships. And to me, I saw that as a stepping stone to kind of maybe learn more about something I was actually interested in. And DBS private banking only had 2 slots at a time. Yeah, but there was hardly anyone going for it. So I went there, I was there for 6 months. I got a taste of what it was like to kind of see people doing sales, like the RMs in the bank at the private banking level. And then I realized, hey, you know what, actually this is something that would not take too much for me to learn. Other than getting the degree, I felt like sales is something that I could definitely pick up. Yeah, so only after I did the internship, I went back to school and I'm like, okay, I really have to get this done. And I had like the best 2 semesters of school that I ever did. Then I graduated and that's history actually for poly.
Oh, so am I right to say that that 6 months in DBS also gave you some inspiration that one day you could do sales in finance?
Yes, for sure.
So that was where it sparked.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And I mean, what I hear a lot is actually, it's not that you deliberately not do well in school, rather it was a management of priorities. So
yes.
I'm curious, I mean, along the way, did you tell yourself that you have to stop working because it was actually affecting your grades?
So this was a conversation I had with my parents multiple times. So I was in a position where a lot of external factors, including family, teachers, they were all telling me to stop work and focus on school. But maybe from my perspective, if I had done that, I was not getting much monetary support from my family at all. Yeah, in fact, at the time, my dad was actively borrowing money from me. Yeah, he would give me pocket money and then he would like borrow 80% back over the course of the month. So that gave me no choice but to work. And I was also paying some of the bills. So it was maybe between a rock and a hard place for me. And I wasn't equipped with the knowledge of what I was supposed to do. So even though they were telling me to stop work, to me, there was no way I would give it up. Yeah, so I continued doing that. And I think I learned a lot along the way on how to manage my priorities. Yeah, which helped a lot later in life, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like you didn't have the luxury that you could just focus on school at the point of time. And I assume even before poly, you were already working part-time?
Before poly, yes. So the first time I started work, I went to work when I was 15 years old.
15, you are in
Sec
secondary
3.
3, yeah.
Yeah, in Sec 3, I went to go and work part-time banquet.
Yeah. Those give you cash on, right?
Yes,
End of the day.
and I was so scared going to work. Like I remember I went to work alone, and it was to get to like the back room of the hotel. It's a whole journey, okay. And I was alone. There was no one there. I went to work. I showed up. I started my shift, but I was so anxious. I remember that I told the agent that I'm not 16 yet. I was so anxious that I told on myself, and then they sent me home on the first day. Yeah, then 1 year later when I was 16, then I went back. So I started work at 16, banquet. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that was your first ever job.
Yes.
And it's an odd job, right?
Yeah.
So once in a while you're at banquet, then you go,
Yeah.
if not you are...
Yeah, it's
Is
like,
there another job that you're doing?
so in terms of jobs that I was doing at the time, banquet was one of them. So I started at 16. I was at multiple hotels all the way till I was, even while in NS, so until about 21, 22. I was working all hotels everywhere. My other job was that I worked at a bar, okay, at Club Street. At the time, there were some famous bars there that have since closed down, but I was there, so I was working those two jobs. I've also done warehouse packing jobs. That's like $50 a day cash pay. I've worked at the airport. I worked like multiple events. I worked at like the Hello Kitty event before.
What's that? Hello Kitty event?
So like now, no, Hello Kitty Run.
Hello Kitty run.
Hello Kitty
I
Run.
think I
Yes, there was the Hello Kitty Run many years ago. I worked there. So yeah, like multiple jobs at a time. Whatever I could get my hands on. I was in so many event groups, I would just work whatever came my way, regardless of time. You know, some of these jobs start at like 2 a.m., start at like 6 a.m. The typical weekend for me when I was in poly was I would go and work banquet in the morning. So 6 a.m. until about 1 p.m. Then I'll go home. Then my bar job starts at 5. Yeah, so that's from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Oh, so you sleep for a few hours, then you go
Then I go to banquet. Yeah, so I'll work there until 3. I got paid until 1, but the bar will close at 3. Then at 3, I'll go directly to the hotel.
It's crazy. So you don't even sleep.
No, I would sleep at the changing room in the hotel. So at that point, I was working a lot at pen pack. Yeah, so there'll be a bench in the changing room. I would nap there for like 2 hours. Then I'll start at maybe 6. Then 6 to 1. Then I go home. Then after I work, the bar, then banquet again. Then that's my weekend.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How was life like back then? Was it like just very tiring, day in, day out? I mean, it's just going through that long hours.
The tiringness, yeah, I think that's undeniable. Like the lack of sleep, the long hours. I remember my feet would hurt so much when I got home.
Because you wear those like
I
shoes,
wore,
right?
yeah, I wore the black Converse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine wearing that for like 18 hours a day. And I never had the hindsight to go and get like a proper pair of shoes or anything. So
Just why it's
yeah,
affordable, just buy it.
yeah. So the standing really killed me. My diet was really bad because I was like drinking sweet drinks all night at the bar. Then when I work banquet, I would just be eating whatever they give for the meal because like I need to eat right? So I ate a lot. I was I was a lot heavier then. I was like close to 86 kg then. I'm about 79 now. And I was smoking a lot. Yeah, so even my parents asked me why I was smoking, and the reason I gave them is simply because if you don't smoke, right, you don't really get a break.
Really?
Yeah, for at least where I was working in the bar, if I didn't smoke, so the smokers got a smoke break.
It was an excuse or reason
It
for
was
you to get out.
To get out for like 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. But like as a non-smoker, I remember I asked my boss, hey, if my friend is going to smoke, right, can I like have a 5-minute break, you know? He's like, no. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll smoke. Yeah, so I was smoking, eating.
It's a crazy reason.
Yeah, just all sorts of haywire, but yeah, the tiredness was definitely there.
Yeah, seems like you went through a lot, and I'm sure all these experiences have shaped you to who you are today. So how has all these things helped?
Help in terms of who I am today? I would say when I was younger, I mean, I'm still young now, I'm 26, but maybe when I was like earlier in my 20s, I believed a lot in, just grind it out. If you want something, hustle, just grind it out. There's only like X number of hours separating you from what you want. You give anything enough time, then you'll get there. So that was me in my 20s, like earlier in my 20s. Now, based on all the experience that I've had and all the different bosses I've had, where I had a boss at the hotels, I had a boss at the bar. So all these people really taught me a lot on what I respect and what I don't want to be. Now, I believe whatever you're working for, while you're working for it, you need the ability to be kind to yourself and be mature enough to respect your own boundaries. Yeah, so now even in my work, I know what I want is going to take a lot of work, but I'm not going to like hate myself while getting there, which is something that kind of fueled me when I was younger. But after a while, when that feeling runs out, I was left just feeling quite lost. Yeah, then that's where I came one full circle again, and I realized, okay, when you work for things, you need to be kind to yourself in the process.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very big, drastic change from hustling all the way out, grinding out, to now taking care of yourself. Did anything happen in between that made you feel that, okay, maybe you should really start taking care of your health?
So I would say two things happened. Yeah. So one is my dad passing away in 2022.
It's 3 years ago.
Yeah. So that was September. He died from liver failure, right? So in that whole process, my family is me, my mom, my brother, and my dad. So shortly before he died, they got a divorce. I was the only one living with him. And when he was hospitalized, I was the one visiting him almost every single day. Yeah. And so many emotions and things that were happening. But I got burnt out from like going to the hospital and being the only one liaising with him. And I observed how that was affecting my relationship with my own family. So that was one of the events that made me realize, okay, taking care of other people as much as I want to protect my family and be there for them, I can't be there for them if I'm not looking after myself. If me not taking care of myself is going to make me become not so nice to them or not be so present with them, then actually in the bigger picture, I'm not helping them at all. So that's one thing that happened. Another thing that happened is that in 2024, last year in January, I think you know this. So
it's crazy. It's crazy what happened.
Yeah, so I guess I'm blessed with not knowing what happened because it was me and I didn't have to watch it, right? But everyone else in office had to see what was going on. So in 2024 Jan, we had a very big meeting. It was the biggest meeting of the year. Like everyone was collecting their awards, and it was the first meeting after everyone did all their sales the previous year, right? And I collected an award that day. Yeah, I was second in the agency for December. So I collected the award. I came down, sat in my seat, and that morning, I wasn't really feeling too well. In the cab on the way to work, I was using my phone and I was zoning out. Okay, I don't really zone out, but I was zoning out while using my phone. And I had to snap back to reality while using my phone. And I'm like, okay, today is a day, I'm probably going to collect award and just go home and sleep.
Rest,
yeah. And leading up to that whole month of December when I was hustling, I was really neglecting my health by not sleeping much. Yeah, so to me, maybe in the past, my mindset was very fixed. So no matter what time you sleep, you need to wake up at 7 means you wake up at 7 and there's like no excuses, you just go and get it done. So I did that for a whole month straight. In the process, I was sleeping average maybe about 3 hours a night, 3 to 4 hours a night. A lot of coffee, not much sleep, just pushing through it. By the time the month was over, I went to collect my award. I zoned out in the morning. So the last thing I remember is I collected the award. I sat down at my swivel chair in the middle of the office and I blacked out. Okay, so to me, my memory ends there. But if you ask Caleb, what happened?
So let me connect the dots.
Yeah, please.
No, at that point in time, I was coincidentally standing beside Rama. So in the office, there was like hundreds of people. So coincidentally, I was at the boardroom area and I was just standing beside him. And what I could recall is he stood up and he just literally fainted on the spot. And everyone was just shocked. And we carried him to a bench and we started to see if he was still breathing. And straight away, people were shouting, call the ambulance. And there was a whole fuss and the entire meeting stopped. So everyone was just trying to gather what happened. And of course, people say, hey, don't gather, go back to your seats, just give space, create space, so that there's really oxygen. So by the 10th minute, the ambulance came and it's the first time they use, office there's 4 lifts. There's a additional lift, there's a fireman lift.
Oh, near the rubbish chute.
Yeah, so actually the ambulance, the paramedics came up from the lift with the stretcher and everything. So in fact, you were still like half awake at the point in time. I don't know if you know. Then they put you on the stretcher, they started to do some tests on the spot. And the next thing that we know is Rama was ferried to the hospital, right, via ambulance, and I was in the ambulance with you all the way to the hospital. And you were awake, and I recall you asking for your phone, right, so that you could use it while you're waiting, or I don't know what, update your family members on what happened. You could remember that moment?
Yeah.
So I think at that point in time you were awake already.
Yeah.
So what happened after that?
Yeah, oh my god. So it's such a funny feeling to black out and wake up to everyone around you. So I was feeling not so good when I woke up. But what really sent me into a state of panic was everyone around me telling me not to panic. And I was like, huh? What?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? And then I hyperventilated after coming to.
It's crazy.
Yeah, then going to the hospital. After that, it took a while for everything to set in. Caleb was there with me all the way. My mom was there. Slowly, I started to understand what happened. And I just felt like I got hit by a truck. I looked like I got hit by a truck because I fainted in the carpet, all the burns I had from just like on the floor. And took me a few days to recover. Then I got home shortly after. They did a bunch of scans in my brain to see whether I had any brain issues or seizure issues. So no seizure, no epilepsy. They couldn't really find anything wrong with me. So in the end, what they said was it was probably due to a lack of sleep. Yeah, and that is another thing that happened where I realized, wow, if I'm really not taking care of myself, then I'm not taking care of the people around me. And to see my mom there and she was so panicked, what's the point of me hustling if at the end of the day she has to worry about whether I'm taking care of myself or not?
I don't know if you know this, and if you don't mind me sharing, if you mind, then we can cut this out later. But actually, when you were in the hospital bed, I had a chat with your mom, and do you know which ward you stayed at the end?
The the best ward.
Yeah, the best ward in the hospital. That's the only thing you knew, but what was the process? So actually, right, I went to the counter, the administrative counter with your mom. So she sat there, and the nurses, they took out some estimates of like how the bill will be and everything. And one question they asked your mom was, does your son have any insurance? So at that point in time, actually your mom didn't know what you have.
Yes.
And at the same time, I also didn't know what you have. So only you know what you had, right?
Yeah.
Then we did this. I remember calling someone. I can't remember, was it Joven or was it Jin? But I called them and I said, can you check, because they can see your policies, to see whether Rama has a private hospitalization or at least up to Ward A. So I called, and you know what they told me?
What?
You don't have an AIA hospitalization policy.
Yeah, I didn't.
So you had something else. I can't remember from which company.
Prudential.
Yeah, Prudential.
Yeah.
But we have no records of it.
Yeah.
Right. So at that point in time, we couldn't make an informed decision on like what to do. Right. Which also, I think this experience really highlight the importance of policy summary. At a point in time, if any one of us had your policy summary or even your family members, we could make an informed decision at a point in time when that decision needs to be made. Right. So I remember how I made that decision was I went to find you, So I went to see whether I can get access to you, then ask you to check if you recall. So that was what happened in the middle.
And did I check?
Yeah, you check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then you tell us, then therefore we made the decision to go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that entire episode was just was crazy.
Yeah, for even more context, I wanted to get my own AIA hospitalization plan in December. This is like full disclosure and honesty, okay? So I was running for my first MDRT in 2023. Most of my production came in Q4, okay? And most of that came in December. And I basically spent the whole of December just meeting clients and making sure I hit my goals, right? It came to a point where I had to settle my own insurance. Yeah, so I got my own insurance done, like my life plan, my accident plan and all this. When I wanted to do the hospitalization plan, it was about second week in December, or like last week of December. And for those not in the industry, there's a cut-off for the comms that you will get from a hospital plan. So I passed that cut-off already. Meaning if I do sign my own hospital plan, the comms will only come in 2024.
The next year.
Yeah, then I'm like, no need to do first lah. So yeah, that's what happened, and this is a big talking point between me and my clients all the time.
So now you can't switch yet, can you?
No, I can't. So the test revealed that there are still ongoing tests with my brain because they supposedly found a cyst, but it's really small. So only this year, actually my checkup is in 2 weeks to conclude the episode from 1.5 years ago, which will determine whether I can take up a private hospital plan or not. Yeah, or any hospital plan actually. I'm uninsurable right now, technically.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we go out there and share with our clients that insurance is not brought by money, right? It's also brought with health. So as cliche as it sounds, I think this episode also shows that I mean, at least you got your own life plan and your own accident plan.
Yeah.
Right. If not, today probably it's a little bit hard for you to get insured.
Impossible, actually. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I mean, we developed this story. Maybe going back to the start of advisory, what inspired you to join this career? You mentioned a bit more about you wanted to create the lost time that you had. But there were many options. Why FA?
Yes, you're right. So to make back this time that I lost in poly, I had multiple options. Okay, so narrowing down what I wanted, I knew I definitely wanted to do sales.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a diploma, I want to do sales. What can I do? I can go into property, I can do FA, and there are multiple other sales jobs that I could go and do, right? Property for me was definitely out, like flat out. I just had no interest in selling houses.
Okay.
Whereas I did have a vested interest in finance because while I was in poly, towards the later end, I started trading. Okay, I was trading with the savings I had at the time. It was going quite well. So by the time I started my career, or when I was going to take my papers, I was a profitable trader for about 6 to 8 months. Yeah, so out of the 8 months, I was making about 2 to 4K per month for 6 of the months. Okay, that was something I could go and do. Right. So out of the 6 months I was making money, but out of the 2 months I lost like 10K each month.
Okay, so almost you lost close to everything you made.
Yes. So I figured I could go and hammer down on this trade that I'm trying to acquire, or I could come back to this when I have a much bigger capital base. And I think it was a perfect sequence of events that led me to choosing advisory. Towards the tail end of me being in NS, my good friend Jin, who is now my director, was posting FA content, right? And to me, I just wanted to kind of get an investment plan because I wasn't very good with saving money. So I met him when I was in NS in 2022, before my dad passed. We met. I told him I wanted to get a plan, but this guy, he did not mention any plan at all. In fact, he had his own plan for me.
Nice.
He gave me this book, this adulting guidebook, where he just told me what it's about, the career is about, and I was really very curious because I wanted to do sales. And he told me how much money he was going to make in the first month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the first month, he said he was due to make about 40K. And to answer a question, the first thing that drew me in was how much money I could make. When I heard that figure, I was like, okay, that's how much I would make in a year if I went to uni, probably. I want to find out more. So I met him more, I met the company more, and what really sold me was the environment. Yeah, so to me, I believe money can be made in lots of places, but it's the journey that's important to me. Yeah, and I came in, I remember I spoke to Jin, I spoke to another director in our team, John Kit also, and within like the first meet, I was sold already. I was like, okay, if I'm going to have a shot at success, it's going to be here. And that was the start of me pursuing advisory. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, at the point of time, probably you're feeling quite good because you're excited. And this is a new chapter that you're venturing into. But at the same time, I'm sure there are challenges. So what were some of the key challenges or maybe top challenge that stood out to you in your first year?
Okay. The biggest thing that stands out to me, I'm not sure whether it's universal among everyone in sales, but it's kind of the expectation you have of yourself and the results that you actually end up pulling in. So, based on what I was saying earlier, I've mentioned that sales is something I always wanted to do. So naturally, I had a certain level of expectations of my own results. When I came in, when I licensed for the first about 6 to 7 months, my total comms for those few months was maybe less than 3 or 4K. Yeah, so I was making about around $2,000 a month only. Whereas in my head, I thought I was going to achieve the world and the world is mine. Now I realize that actually maybe I don't really know much. So the main struggle I faced was kind of bridging that gap between where I was and where I wanted to be. And that took a lot of, I think, unlearning and relearning. Yeah, which was a very difficult process.
So were you quite down at that point in time after your first quarter?
If you ask me whether I was down, I would say for sure yes. But whether I doubted myself, I think the answer is a for sure no. Because I knew that I have time to learn. And in my head, okay, honestly, I just thought like, wow, there's no way I can't do this at that point in time. Like definitely no way if I apply everything that I know, I can't at least be average. And I wasn't even average. So I knew there were very big pieces of the puzzle that were missing. Yeah. So I took a lot of time to read some sales books. I interviewed a lot of seniors and I practiced a lot of different things during my own appointments that really helped a lot. Yeah, and this skill of unlearning and relearning, I think even until today is extremely relevant. Yeah, at every stage in my career and even in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge that when you first start, I mean, knowing you for years, you're someone that have very high expectation of yourself. And generally speaking, in sales, people have some level of expectations. And for us, it's always chasing this identity that we want to build. So would you say that today you have really overcome this challenge of managing your expectations, or is still a work in progress?
It's definitely a work in progress. Yeah. I'm not sure whether it is something that I will ever master, but going back to what I said earlier, I think that's where it's important to learn how to be kind to yourself. Because what is the point of making all the money you want to make if at the end of the day you are still unhappy? Yes, I believe that there's a balance between, this is something I spent quite some time to think about, which is, do you really have to be not content to be a high achiever? Which is something I thought was true in the beginning parts of my career. I felt like you should never be satisfied so that you can go and do more. But that is just kind of digging an endless hole for yourself.
Yeah, it's a win-lose situation.
Yeah, it's like crying in a Ferrari, you know? Or would you rather be having the best day of your life in a Toyota? And to me, I believe you can have the best day of your life in a Ferrari.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. So this is something I'm still trying to master, and based on what I went through, it's a principle by which I try to guide my associates also. Because I not only want to make them successful and to achieve more, but I don't want to give them this feeling of them not being happy with themselves. Yeah.
Talking about associates, could you share with us maybe what are some culture that you hope to instill in the group that you have?
Culture in the group that I want to have, it's a very loose term to use, but I just want everyone to be a good person. Yeah, and in fact, to just be a person, I think that goes a long way in today's world, especially in sales where we assign meaning to targets and goals and all these different things that are going to be there, and you can give your 100% every quarter, every year.
Yeah.
But what I feel is just as important is how you view yourself. Yeah, and the group that I want them to be able to take care of themselves and others while pursuing greatness in their own career. To me, that is the ultimate win-win.
Oh, that's very wise.
Oh,
It's very vague yet very wise because I mean, in Chinese is 先做人才做事, right? Learn how to be a good person first, and everything will fall in the right place in your life. Some people, when they chase the income, when they chase the sales target, end up they take 2 steps back, right? 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Today, out there in Singapore, there are many leaders that are also looking to recruit candidates. For someone out there that is looking to join a team, join a leader, why should they consider you?
I think, especially in FA, when people are looking for a team to join, a very easy metric to look at is find the top salesperson and go and join them.
Fair.
Fair? Because you think you'll achieve similar results. But in reality, if this really was the case, why would there be people joining other teams at all? Why not everyone just join the top salesperson ever? And why are there people still underperforming in the team of the top salesperson? To build a career here, there's a lot of different factors that go into it, right? There's a lot of different things that work, and oftentimes I believe everything works. But I guess the question someone considering who to join should ask themselves is, do you just want to achieve the target and end of the story? Or do you also want to have a happy life? I can't say I can promise that, but based on what I believe in, I put a strong emphasis on that. Because to me, work ethic is a bare minimum.
Okay.
And I believe people don't need like an army commander type figure to tell them what to do. Everyone knows what to do. But the matter is, are you happy while doing it?
So in other words, can I say that it's almost like you can create that work-life balance for them?
I would say work-life integration is what I aspire to have in my life and for all my associates also.
Right, so to be a good person themselves and to have work-life integration.
Yes.
And that is the direction that if someone can align with you on that, then perhaps your team can be a good fit for them. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yep. And talking about candidates, as much as we want to also bring in new hires, it's also important that both sides are aligned. So for yourself, what are some criteria or traits that you look for in an ideal candidate?
To answer this question, maybe we can put aside all FA-related metrics, such as drive, coachability, network. These are all bare minimum. I feel any agency would only want to have people like this if they had a choice. Yeah, right. Besides these things that can on paper determine how much a person can achieve, something I look for actually and I value is whether they are close to their family. Yeah. Maybe it's just my own personal value. But to me, if you're someone that can take care of your family, there's a lot of things that will work up on their own in terms of me as a leader trying to guide you in the right way.
So give you a scenario. This advisor is very close to their family. So close that they spend every day at home because they want to spend quality time with family. And they are not producing the result. Then how will you coach someone like that?
So this is a matter of me trying to show them the bigger picture, which is, this is similar to, you love your girlfriend so much that you say yes to everything that she asks. Are you truly loving her if you don't say no and go out there and do the work that needs to be done? So I think this is it's a very similar situation.
So apart from being family oriented, are there any traits that are important to you?
Yes, of course. So some traits I find are important. Qualities, I would say,
Yeah.
would be ownership and accountability.
Maybe elaborate on these two.
So these two things, I would say, okay, I try to embody in my own life wherever possible. Let's say if I have an argument with my girlfriend or with my family or with anyone, if I have any kind of friction, right? The first thing that I would try to do is see which part of this friction I can be accountable for. So vice versa, this is something I expect from my associates also. If you are someone that is constantly shifting the blame and pointing at other things, it is really very hard to bring out the best in you because you are constantly pushing it away.
Yeah.
You are constantly pushing who you could be away because it's easier to make excuses. Okay, excuses are one thing, reasons are one thing. And what separates the two is you knowing what you are saying and who you are being true to. Ownership, again, you can say a lot of things, but if you don't have ownership, they're all meaningless. Yeah. So these two things combined are things that I expect and I look for, I would say. And a lot of people need some guidance to bring this out. Because I believe it starts with the leader. If I'm not someone that is accountable and I can't be someone that owns up to my mistakes, then I can never expect my associates to tell me the true reasons why either they are struggling or reasons why they are finding it tough to find conviction in their career, why they haven't been doing like the basic honest daily jobs, we call it in FA. So it all starts with the leader. Yeah, and these are guiding principles I have for myself also.
So it seems like you really lead by example to embody these traits of accountability, of ownership, and also to take care of your family, which you have demonstrated over the many years.
Thank you.
That hopefully when these candidates come in, they can also have these traits, right? Such that it'll be a lot easy for you to coach them as well. It takes two hands to clap. On management, perhaps could you share with us maybe your vision, right, moving forward, let's say 3 years? Like what kind of team do you hope to build? How many people would there be? How will it look like?
In 3 years?
In 3 years, let's say.
So I have visualized 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. 3 years from now, ideally I would be senior director-ish, about there. By then I would like to have maybe a bigger team, right, about maybe 80 to 100 people, because I believe if I am working so hard to bring out the best in people, I would want to bring out the best in as many people as possible. So that's the kind of team I want. In terms of closeness, it'll be nice if everyone can be good to each other.
You know, as you say that, someone will be thinking, 80 advisors, how can one person be to manage 80 people and be close to them?
That comes down to, do I really have to be close to someone in the traditional sense to influence them in the right way? Because if I were to use that metric, it's a very finite number of people I can influence.
Yep.
And I think that's not what I want. Basically, I want to have a bigger agency so that I can have more advisors who are striving to be better. And that is kind of the way I want to revolutionize the industry also, which is, even right now, I believe it's a lot of grind, set and hustle. But can we make it so that there's a win-win where advisors can still maintain this level of wanting to achieve more and impact more lives and provide better for their family, but also be happy on the inside and be content without feeling dissatisfied with what they have and constantly chasing a light at the end of the tunnel that never comes. Yeah. So that's a guiding principle I would like to have for this team of 80 to 100 advisors, that hopefully they can influence more advisors around them as well.
So it's like a sphere of influence that influences one another.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not just one man doing the job, but aka you being the commander for this group of people.
Yeah, so on that note, right, actually I imagine one day, when I'm gone, all this work that I have done will still continue to live on. And even if people don't really remember my name, right, I would like them to remember at least the values I left behind. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, enough of work. We've spoken a lot about work. I'm sure there are people that are curious. How do you spend your free time?
Free time, what I like to do.
Yeah, what do you like to do during your off-work hours, or off-work days, or weeks, or months?
Okay, so when I am not working on like the bigger time frame, I like to travel, and I like to travel specifically to hike and climb. Right, so I was recently in Norway with you doing some hiking. Before that, I spent a few days in the Dolomites. I was backpacking. We did some camping there. Last year, I was in Norway as well. I did like a multi-day trek solo. That was a whole experience. I went to Canada. I've been to Indonesia. So I enjoy just being out in nature. And I would like to summit a 8,000 meter mountain in the next 3 to 4 years.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is something I'm working towards. And on a weekly, I spend a lot of time at the gym. Yeah, I'm at the gym like maybe 4 to 5 times a week. And then on the weekends in the morning, I like to just take my backpack and then go hike to Bukit Timah Hill. Yeah, because that's like the only elevation we have in Singapore. So that's what I spend a lot of time on.
Did this interest of hiking come about earlier in your earlier years, or is it a recent thing?
It's more of a recent thing. So this started when we kind of before I went to Canada with the team.
That was what, last
year, June.
Last year? Okay.
Before that, a year before that, I went to Bali. I climbed Mount Batur. And that's where I realized like, hey, you know what? I've been gymming for so many years. And I guess
time to put that muscles to good use.
Like I felt like I was big, but I realized that I'm unfit when I was actually climbing. Then that's when I realized, okay, not only do I like the views, right, but I like the process of putting in the work to slowly train and become fitter. Yeah, so this is like the overarching theme right now in my life.
Nice.
What I spend a lot of time on.
Nice. And you still work out on a regular basis currently?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, even after this, I'm going to a gym.
Great. Maybe to wrap it up, out there are people that want more in their life. At their current situation, they may feel that, they are going through the routine. They feel, for some people, even feel sian on a daily basis. Right. So, what advice would you give this group of people to explore more and to really understand and to live a life that they truly deserve?
So to people that are maybe too caught up with what's going on day to day.
Or they're just settling like, I got a job, it pays me 4-5K a month, I think it's decent, I may not like what I do, but it's okay, I'll just do it. Like they are just settling for their current situation. What advice would you have for this group of people? That they want more, but they are like 50% contented where they are. You know that feeling?
Yeah, familiar with that actually. That is kind of what I was experiencing when I was doing all the part-time jobs that I was working, right? Advice to people that are going through this, I would say, maybe drawing back to earlier, was me giving FA a shot, knowing that even if I fail, I can go back to the path that is going to be there no matter what. That path for me would have been there no matter what. And now that as we're getting older, people have more responsibilities, more things to account for, maybe children, family, things like this, and taking that risk may not be so simple.
Yep.
I would say it is not supposed to be. And the path that is hardest to take is oftentimes the most rewarding one. So I can't give any generic advice to make anyone like go and quit their job and go and try the thing that they always wanted to do. But I believe there's always a win-win where you might be able to experiment with things you feel like could give you much better satisfaction while not going all in on it and throwing your life as it is now in a totally different direction. And this experimentation, or at least trying to figure things out, I believe is something everyone can do to a certain extent. And it's much better to be old with a lot of stories on what you tried to do rather than stick to the first path that you got because you were scared of anything going wrong. Because at the end of the day, things are going to go wrong anyway. Even if you stay in your job, you know, how many clients do we have? Stable jobs, but then now they may, actually quite a few of them got retrenched in the last 2 years or changing jobs. So when the path itself is going to be uncertain, I believe you might as well try something new in the process.
Especially if they are young today.
Yeah.
And they can afford to take this risk.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for all your insights and wisdom. I think over the past 40 over minutes, I've really learned about your backstory. And I think that backstory really inspired me, I'm sure inspired a lot of those that are listening today. Right? That grind, that hustle that you go through, that you have to be the breadwinner for the family and you really will take care of the family because you had almost no choice. That because of that, as a result, also affected your own studies, yet you push through it, push through the pain literally, all the way to the quote-unquote success that you have today. So I'm really glad that I'm sitting here with you having this conversation, and I hope that you have some good takeaways.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.